Thank you for joining us here at NAB 2025.
Glad to be
I'm
here.
Peter Tsegaye, Riedel Sales Manager for Canada. We have Dwayne Brown, Arena Manager, Technical Manager.
Manager of venue technology.
Yes.
Great, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Can you share a little bit about how you stumbled across MediorNet?
Stumbled across is probably a really good way of explaining it. We knew a renovation was coming up, and what better place to start the research than NAB, of course. And happened to come across the Riedel booth because artist was an easy selection for us for intercom. And met Dave Caldwell, and he was talking me through the artist products that you guys had and Bolero. And I happened to notice a box off to the side, and I said, "You guys do video as well?" He goes, "Yeah, we do. Do you want to look at our MediorNet solution?" I said, "Well, what's MediorNet?" He says, "It's the router exploded." I said, "Okay, you have my attention." And that was the entry into learning all about it.
It's a great story. So Scotiabank is undergoing a pretty significant reimagining of the facility as part of your 25-year anniversary. How does MediorNet fall into that renovation, and how has it kind of helped you move into the next generation of controller technology?
Yeah, it's because the renovation for the whole building, top to bottom, is taking place over a 6-year period. We've had to look at the pieces of technology that make sense to update as the reno moves through the different areas. We're into our 2nd year of renovation right now, which started to get deeper into the building, and deeper in for us meant infrastructure. So a lot of the fan-facing technologies aren't being touched for a couple more years. So we wanted to make sure we had our back end all shored up, ready to go when we get to those next phases. So infrastructure was our routing system, our video distribution systems, a little redundant there, but they are 2 different things for us. Our switching network and all that type of sort of infrastructure pieces, and that Riedel routing system fit right into that spot.
So MediorNet is unique in being a router that's exploded.
Yep.
Right. How are you guys leveraging it as a distributed routing architecture inside of your building, and some of the places that you might have these nodes?
For sure. We are, I've said this 1,000 times, we are a live event facility. Our activity, workflows, processes happen at a myriad of places throughout the building. It isn't one location. We aren't a studio with a control room and an equipment room. We are a presentation space for sports, concerts, corporate live events, weddings. We've had weddings come through there, big weddings. And so when we need to either provide a source to our client or to ourselves, or send a destination for our client or ourselves, where that needs to be is courtside for a basketball game, is up in the media gondola for a hockey game, is in one of the back dressing rooms for the private events and concerts. We don't control where the needs are. We know where most of them are going to be, but the ones that catch us are the toughest ones to get a hold of. And when we've got a MediorNet down in a electrical closet under the stairs, courtside for basketball, we're a lot closer to getting that feed to where it needs to be than having to figure out how to get it from our equipment room, which is 7 floors high and on the other side of the building. So an exploded router is so appropriate for our needs.
And how else are you using the Micron? I know it's a router.
Yeah.
You can do other things as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, the off mic run a little bit, the panels, there are routing panels and there are intercom panels. It's silly to think about 1 RU of space savings as being exciting, but when you add that up for the 10 operating positions and the tight control we've got, that's 10 U that we saved in space. That gets me excited. It should get you excited. But that's just the panels. The Micron itself has got, we're using the multi-viewer app, which makes so much sense because when all of your sources are already there and they're the things that are feeding your multi-viewer, why would we want to go out to a separate piece of gear when we can just take it right off the same box? And knowing that the way MediorNet is built, that the rack-mounted 1 RU units are either a routing appliance or they're a multi-view appliance, and the licenses we can move, we don't move them around as we need to, but if something were to catastrophically fail, we know we've got options to replace the core needs of the system because multi-viewer and routing are using the same core hardware.
No, great. That's a great story as well. So you mentioned you host multiple events.
Yeah.
Basketball one day, hockey another.
Yep.
Wedding perhaps.
Yep.
Another day.
Yeah.
how do you use microns and the MediorNet platform with artists?
Yep.
And then how do you switch between those events and any challenges?
The challenge is keeping our engineering team engaged now because the snapshot feature in MeteorWorks software has been amazing for us. The two major setups for hockey and basketball have completely different routing architectures, if you will. Different feeds are required for each of the sports, different locations. As I said, courtside and up on a gondola are way different areas of our facility. When we set up for hockey and got all of our routes figured out to what we need them to be, we saved that as a snapshot. And we did the same for the basketball setup, save it as a snapshot. Our engineering team can go in now at noon on a game day. They pick the drop down, the snapshot they want to use for that game, and literally in that 5 seconds, 1 or 2 clicks, we're ready to go for the game that night. Our operators come in, their multi-viewers are set up the way that they want them for their sport and for their individual locations at each of the operating stations. And all of our coaches' feeds, the broadcast feeds that we share, they're all routed to the appropriate places. I can't overstate the simplicity of a single snapshot and how it has changed our entire workflow for game day setups.
Oh, that's great. Sounds like MediorNet's been a perfect fit.
It's been amazing. We've had a fantastic season without having to wonder if our system was going to make it through the game, and it's been such a real great pleasure having this in place this year.